we have anyone watching yet? Might take a few minutes. All right. Live chat. All right, welcome everybody. And we're going to go get gas while we wait for some viewers, and then we're going to be heading to the checkpoint. Let me turn the volume down so Waze doesn't yell at me. Hello, hello. Make sure I'm looking at the right screens. All right, welcome everybody. And say hello in the chat. We got a thumbs up. Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm driving right now, so I wish I could make the font bigger on my chat so I could read the chats easier, but maybe there's a way and I just don't know. Anyway, we're going to be heading to a DUI checkpoint now. There was, well, the one I was planning on going to is about half an hour from here, but it still says undisclosed location. So I don't know exactly where it is. But I found another one that's about an hour from here, but I do know exactly where it is. So I'm thinking that it's probably better to go to the one where I know where it is. So we're not wasting time driving around and, you know. Even though it's a longer drive from here, but I know exactly where it is. So I think we're gonna do that. But first we gotta stop for gas. Hopefully we'll get some viewers in here. I think we've resolved, we had a lot of technical issues last week. I think they're all resolved, fingers crossed. But the app kept freezing up, and I think it's because I installed this dash cam, and it came with an app, and I downloaded the app, and I think the app was causing all kinds of problems, but I don't need to have that app to use the dash cam. So I uninstalled it, and it seems to have cleared everything up. We'll see how it goes throughout the course of the live stream tonight. So far, so good. Also, where I had previously mounted my phone mount on the windshield, it left this big round, like, blotch right in front of the dash cam. Anyway, I got that cleaned off, and I also did a little bit of cable maintenance where I kind of have the cable up out of the way so there's not cables hanging all over the place. So they're kind of, what's the word, routed around the edges of the windshield. So we're gonna stop for gas, then we're gonna hit the road and head towards, it's gonna be a little bit of a drive, but heading towards a DUI checkpoint. And I don't want to give out the location, the exact location where we're going yet, because I was tipped off that some people, especially the trolls, might be calling the police departments, letting them know I'm coming. And what did we see last week? We saw that they waved me right through. It was way too easy to go through, and a lot of them shut down hours early, which is a win. I call that a win, to shut down the checkpoints. But is it because they know I'm coming and they're going to be recorded and posted all over the internet with millions of views all around the world, and they don't want that to happen to their department, so they just shut down the checkpoints? Possibly. So I'm not saying exactly where I'm going until a few minutes before we get there. Cope Dog, our member, Cope Dog, by the way, shout out to our members, Cope Dog, Chili for Delete Laws, and also Chevy, all members. And thank you for your support. I do appreciate it very, very much. Just got out of work, and we're gonna get some gas. It's a little bit of a drive before we get to where we're going, probably about an hour. While we're at a light, let me see if Don Hanlon, welcome. I don't see Cope Dog's chat. Did Cope Dog say something? I don't see him in the chat here. Is he watching? How's everyone's Friday night? I had to work like usual. So I've got everything prepared. My car is cleaned out. There's nothing in my car. I did notice I have and it's empty, but a reusable shopping bag from a dispensary in my trunk. And so I put that in my backpack, and I need to get that out of the car. I don't even use marijuana, but I've tried it in the past. And I have the reusable bag just for general shopping purposes if I ever need it. I could probably throw it out, actually. But if I don't throw it out, I need to put that in my apartment, not have it in the car. And other than that, everything's cleaned out. All I have are water bottles. And that's it. I've got everything prepared. We've got our trifold from Chile. License, registration, and insurance is all in this envelope, ready to go. I've already prepared it. And last week they didn't even ask me any questions. They didn't even ask if I'd been drinking or anything. They just looked, I handed it over, they looked at my license, handed it back, and waved me through, which is exactly how it should go. If you haven't been drinking, right? If you're not impaired, no probable cause, no reasonable suspicion. Have a good night, sir. But these checkpoints should not be legal, because that was the exception than the rule. Because what have we seen? We've seen them handcuff me, detain me, seize my property, violate my First and Fourth Amendments, and more, Fifth and Sixth. If you want to count all the amendments they violated. They've pulled me out of the car physically, searched me, handcuffed me, patted me down. That's what they do, all because I simply exercised my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's it. No reasonable suspicion, no probable cause. And of all of the checkpoints I've gone through, people say, oh, they're just trying to keep drunk drivers off the road. Stop giving them a hard time. Is that what they're doing? How many breathalyzers do you think they've given me? If they're really trying to keep drunk drivers off the road, they give breathalyzers, right? How many breathalyzers? That's right, a big fat zero. Didn't even ask to do a breathalyzer. So that's not what this is about. This is not about drunk drivers. You also have the trifold. Nice. Excellent. Apparently Chile's working on a new one. I'm looking forward to it. Fortunately, you haven't needed to use it. It's, you know what? If you never have to use it, it's still a worthwhile investment. Just in the fact that you learn what your rights are, if it should ever happen. And you're prepared. If it ever does happen, you're prepared. You know exactly what to do. And you can show it, put it right in the cop's face. Here's my rights. So, yeah. Anyway, we got my dash cam all set up. The rear dash cam, I have a rear dash cam that normally faces backwards. Today I flipped it around so it faces into the car. So that if they seize my vehicle like that one time and decide to start searching it while I'm handcuffed and I don't know what's going on, and it's recording. If they try to block the front camera, there's a back one that's recording. So everything that happens inside of this car is being recorded. And then I have a left facing and a right facing that faces out these windows, kind of like this one here. So I've got lots of cameras recording. Also, a neat feature on my dash cam is the screen will shut off. It's still recording, but the screen shuts off after 3 minutes. So it just looks like it's turned off, but it's recording. So cops might not even realize that they're being recorded, which is fantastic. And if they do realize it, I've got 4 cameras recording. So we'll see what happens. Welcome everybody. All right, we got to stop for gas. For all the newcomers, I'll let you know what's going on. We're heading out to a DUI checkpoint. It's going to be about an hour drive from here. There is one that's closer, but I don't know the exact location. It's about half an hour from here. But by the time I drive over there, then we have to drive around and find it, and I don't know where it is exactly. There's another one that's an hour from here, but I know exactly where it is. So I figured it's probably more efficient just to go to the one that's further away because I know exactly where it is, the exact intersection. Anyway, we're going to fill up with gas, so hang in there and we'll be back with you shortly. And feel free to chat among yourselves about constitutional rights. I'll be back in just a moment. I got to fill up. And I've got my my droopy eyes jacket on. All right, everybody give it a thumbs up, by the way, if you're watching this. And if you support our constitutional rights, hit a thumbs up for me. All right. dash cam is on. 4 cameras. Do you guys want to see the dash cam? I did some cable management here, so the cables aren't all over the place, so they're kind of out of the way. But here's the dash cam. So we got front facing. The rear facing one is upside down. It's facing into the car here, so that if they seize this car or whatever, it's recording. And if they go into my center console or start searching around in editing, I can flip it. But it's normally facing outside behind the vehicle, but I'm recording. I want to record inside from behind. This is the left facing one. This goes out the window here. And then I have a right facing one out this window, out to the right. And then there's, now after 3 minutes, that screen shuts off that I really love. But it's still recording. This isn't Yamava. Where's the free Actually, I was just there last night recording videos, so there's lots of Yamava stuff coming. If you haven't seen my police videos that are viral, what I do is I go through DUI checkpoints completely sober, and I exercise my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and then we just watch what the cops do, and they violate all kinds of rights and laws. So that's what we're doing tonight. But thank you for tuning in for the casino content. Good to see you there. And anyway, let's get going. I do have to record an intro. Make sure no one's behind me. All right, let me record an intro for the edited video. Okay, hold on. If we do an edited video, last week was kind of a bust. I'm driving through a DUI checkpoint completely sober to exercise my constitutional Fifth Amendment right. No, let me start over. I'm driving through a DUI checkpoint completely sober to exercise my constitutional right to remain silent. This is... No, hold on, one more time. I'm driving through a DUI checkpoint completely sober to exercise my constitutional right to remain silent. Are the cops going to respect my right or violate my rights? This is a Fifth Amendment audit. All right, one more time. A little bit smoother. More natural, too. Let me make it sound more natural. I'm driving through a DUI checkpoint completely sober and exercising my constitutional right to remain silent. Will the cops respect my rights or violate them? Let's watch what happens. This is a Fifth Amendment audit. All right, how's that? How's that, everybody? Did you like the intro? Okay. Let's go. You down for now? It's going to be a little bit of a drive. It's about an hour from here. But I know exactly where it is. And once we're underway, I'll reveal where we're going. Okay, here we go. Actually, I want to turn right here, go behind the building. Now, yeah, completely sober.
Turn right on South Sunkist Street. Then use the left 2 lanes to turn left on East Ball Road.
When's the last time I had a drink? Not today, not yet. Maybe 2 days ago. I had a beer 2 days ago. Of course, not driving, of course. At home.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left on East Ball Road.
So this is going to be the viewpoint when the officer talks to me. Actually, now let's leave it up while we're on the freeway. It reminds me, I did want to buy a bottle of tequila tonight, but I don't think I'm going to make it to the store before 2 o'clock. Almost out of tequila. For home. Every night when I cook dinner, I have a cocktail with dinner. That's why people have made comments. Oh, I see you've got a bunch of bottles of booze at home. Yeah, at home. When I'm not driving. Sure, it's not illegal. I enjoy
In a quarter of a mile,
cocktail with dinner.
exit right to California 57 North, Pomona.
Anyway, we haven't had anything to drink today. Just got off of work. And so we're going through the checkpoint completely sober. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this,
exit right to California 57 North, Pomona.
Team Travel Jack, is that Chevy, or one of our members? Chevy's in the house. And we're doing this because all kinds of my constitutional rights are violated in San Bernardino, and that's all going viral. We're almost at 7 million views on that video. Can you believe it? And so now I want to expose them. They're not, and they didn't care if I was impaired or not. That's not what it was about. It was about me, their unlawful orders.
In 1 mile, exit right to exit 4, Lincoln Avenue.
Do what we tell you or you're going to jail. It's basically legal or not. Is basically what was happening. So I'm exposing that these checkpoints are not about drunk drivers. Sure, they might catch one here and there, but that's not what they're doing here. How do I know that? How do you know? Because I've been through how many of them now? 4 or 5? They've not done it. They've not even asked me to do
In half a mile, exit right.
A breathalyzer. No tears for tyrants. They haven't even asked me to do a breathalyzer, not once. They would do that if they thought you were impaired, right? Wouldn't they want to test you with something that's actual science? They haven't even, not that I would do it, not a preliminary one. You're only required to do it after you're arrested.
Exit right to exit 4, Lincoln Avenue.
Lincoln.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right on East Lincoln Avenue.
There's freeway construction. We're avoiding construction.
Turn right on East Lincoln Avenue.
So I'm exposing the fact that this is not about drunk drivers, that they're violating everybody's rights, and that these checkpoints should be illegal. They are illegal
in 2.2 miles. Stay to the right to California 55 North toward Riverside.
They're illegal in 12 states, but they should be illegal in all states, in my opinion. And some more statistics. In Tennessee alone, just in Tennessee. Now, what's the I haven't looked it up, but what's the population in Tennessee? A lot lower than like California or New York, right? In 2024 alone, 419 false DUI arrests on sober drivers. 419. Just in Tennessee. Is that ridiculous? 419 lives ruined. Potential scholarships, jobs lost, reputations ruined. Just in Tennessee. Imagine how many arrests, false DUI arrests there are across the nation. There's probably, and the only
car on shoulder ahead.
The only reason we know that number is because they passed a law in Tennessee that they are required to disclose every year how many false DUI arrests they do. There's a law that passed, and it's astounding how many false DUI arrests they conduct. It's shocking. So just imagine how many across the nation. It's absolutely unacceptable. So that's why we're doing this. And it's not about impaired drivers. It's about how many arrests can they get. They just want to arrest somebody for anything. If they broke a law or not. They don't. Rights be damned. Do what we say, or we're going to arrest you. That's what happens. So we're exposing that. That's why I'm doing these videos, to illustrate that this is what's going on, and that these checkpoints need to be illegal. Oh, but it stops drunk drivers. No, it doesn't. Drunk drivers just do a U-turn. They don't go through the checkpoint. They have to announce the checkpoints ahead of time. So, that's what they do. It's not hard to avoid one.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
Like I said, do they catch a drunk driver here and there? Yeah, sure. But a broken clock is right twice a day. Right? Sure, they catch one now and then. But for the most part, that's not what this is about. That's not what they're doing. They're even changing the name of the checkpoints. Now they're not DUI checkpoints anymore. Now they're DUI and driver's license checkpoints. Make sure you got your license on you. It's unconstitutional what they're doing.
In half a mile. Stay to the right to California 55 north toward Riverside. Car on shoulder ahead.
And I forget what channel did it, but one time I think it might have been Chile that said this one. They pulled me out of the car, started patting me down, doing an unlawful search, and they paused the video and said, "How does this prove if he's impaired or not?" How does it prove he's impaired or not? What are they doing?
Stay to the right to California 55 north toward Riverside.
But they had no, they make up indicators. They lie. Look at the lies they told. Jacket on. Oh, your eyes are droopy. Another one said, oh, your eyes are watery. Of course they're watery. They're eyeballs. That's how eyeballs work. Someone else said, your eyes are skipping. That's also how eyeballs work. They don't move in a fluid motion. Plus, he did the finger thing completely wrong. Way too close. Went outside of the range of my eye movement, so I had to turn my head a little bit to track his. But that's how. There goes a cop right there. But that's the BS that they say. To say, oh, he must be impaired, and then they arrest you. When in reality, it has nothing to do with impairment. None of that has anything to do with impairment. All right, we're getting on the freeway. And after a while, I will reveal our destination. There's several checkpoints tonight to choose from, but there's one in particular that I know the actual location. Hopefully they're not going to shut it down early. That's happened several times.
In a quarter of a mile. Use the left 4 lanes to stay to the left to exit 18B, California 91 east toward Anaheim, Riverside. Stay to the left to exit 18B, California 91 east toward Anaheim, Riverside. Continue straight for 31.8 miles to I-215 north.
All right, how's everybody's Friday? We are driving towards the DUI checkpoint. Now, it's going to be a little less than an hour from now. It's a little bit of a drive to get to where we're going. But yeah, these checkpoints, the effect on stopping drunk driving is minimal. By the way, I haven't compared the statistics, but there's 12 states where DUI checkpoints are illegal in 12 states.
Construction reported ahead.
And I want to compare per capita the drunk driving incidents versus in the states where checkpoints are illegal versus the states where they're not illegal, and see if there's any difference. I'm guessing there's no difference whatsoever. I'll have to do research on that. And I never even thought about this stuff until it happened to me when I went through a checkpoint completely sober, just expecting them to wave me through, but that's not what happened at all. They pulled me out, they threatened me with arrest, said I was breaking the law when I wasn't, and they seized my property, violated my First Amendment, my Fourth Amendment, drove my car away from me, took my phone away, stopped it from recording, put me in handcuffs, all for nothing. I didn't break any laws.
Construction reported ahead.
I'm like, what the F is going on here? I was so freaking pissed. I'm still pissed about it. And so that's why we're doing these. So now I want to record these cops doing what they do and exposing this to the world. And it wasn't about me being impaired. They knew I wasn't impaired. How do I know that they knew I was not impaired? Because they didn't have me do a breathalyzer. It wasn't about that. What it was about is they wanted me to roll the window all the way down, which is also an unlawful command. There's no law that says I have to roll it all the way down. Just enough to communicate, a few inches, that's all. That's all you have to do. But they were insisting on me rolling it down, and I said no. And that's really what it was all about. It had nothing to do with impairment.
Car on shoulder ahead.
It had to do with me knowing my rights and standing up for my rights, and they were going to punish me for it. And that's why I'm recording these videos. It has nothing to do with impairment. Nothing at all. That's why I'm doing these videos. And I'm a big fan of First Amendment audits, and I coined the phrase Fifth Amendment audit. That's what we're doing. We're going through the checkpoint. I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Go through the checkpoint. I'm going to invoke it, and I'm going to shut up. I'm not going to say a word after that. And we're just going to watch what the cops do. We're just going to watch how they react, watch them violate my rights. Maybe they'll even bust my window out because I'm not going to roll it all the way down. Who knows? That's another thing. They were going to drag me out of the car, not because I was refusing to exit the car, because I would have exited if they asked me to, and I did eventually. But they wanted me to roll the window all the way down and do a field sobriety test on the inside of my car. And I was like, I'm not required to do a field sobriety test. I'm not required to roll the window down. No. And they were going to drag me out of the car for not doing that. They can't do that. They can drag, if they order me out of the car and then I refuse to get out of the car, okay, then they can drag me out. But that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Police reported ahead.
And is that Chili? No. Chevy's here. Chevy! I hate to steal, that's Chili's thing when they go, Chevy! But welcome, Chevy. Good to see you again. Thanks for supporting. I think we've resolved the technical issues we were having last week. That completely ruined my live stream last week. The video kept freezing up and everything. 10 viewers in here.
Car on shoulder ahead.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I'll tell a story about why I started doing YouTube. Well, it'll be 10 years this year since I've been doing YouTube. But the guy, the top guy that inspired me the most, his name was Adam the Woo. You may have heard of him, but I talked to him several times, but he would do daily videos for over 5 years. But anyway, I watched him almost every day, and but I would catch myself when I started doing YouTube, because he was such a big inspiration to me. There's little catchphrases he would say, and I would catch myself saying these catchphrases, and I'm like, oh, that's his thing. But that's just, you know, when someone is that inspirational to you, that these things just stick in your head, And I'm like, I got to be conscious of trying not to steal other people's material. It's not I'm
Car
trying,
on shoulder ahead.
I'm not trying to steal it, but it just happens, you know. You just say things that you've heard other YouTubers say. And so that's one of them. When I hear Chili go, Chevy! When I see Chevy, that's the first thing I think of. Chevy! And we got a $10 super chat from our friend Chevy. Thank you so much, Chevy, for your support. Awesome, man. One of our members, too. He's probably one of my top supporters for the cause.
Car on shoulder ahead.
For what we're doing. But that YouTuber that inspired me so much, he passed away recently on my birthday, actually, in December. And it was a big, it was very upsetting to me because, well, I knew him. We had talked several times, and he watched some of my videos. He gave me some feedback, but we talked a few times. We were friends. We weren't hanging out or anything, but I did meet him a few times. And we talked online quite a bit through the comment sections and stuff. And he suddenly passed away on my birthday, and it was just shocking. Even though we weren't like personal friends or anything like that, it hit me really, really hard because it felt like we were good friends because I'd watch him every day on YouTube, and we did talk.
Construction reported ahead.
He knew who I was, and I was a YouTuber and stuff, but I'd always felt that if I would ever get to collaborate with him, that I would feel like I made it on YouTube. Like I made it. Like I did a video with Adam, and now that's never going to happen. But yeah, now I'm going to start incorporating some of the things he would say into my videos. Not because I'm stealing his content. He was so influential, not just to me, but to so many people. But it's a tribute to him and carrying on his legacy and remembering him. And he was one of the OG vloggers on YouTube. And way in the early days of YouTube, he was one of the OGs. So I want to kind of honor him by incorporating some of the things he would say. So. Yeah, Adam the Woo. And if you don't know who he is, and you enjoy, he would do a lot of Disney content, theme park content, Universal, but he would also do back roads of America. He would just drive through. He loved Old Town America, things like Route 66, and he quit his job and lived out of his van for a number of years and just made YouTube videos every day, just driving through the back roads of America. And he loved things like Route 66 or old built brick buildings with, the Coca-Cola mural on the side of the building, but it's all faded now, or the old school gas pumps. But he would also do urban exploration where he would explore abandoned places.
Car on shoulder ahead.
Like the old, remember the Six Flags park that was abandoned after Hurricane Katrina? He would sneak into there and do videos. Just all kinds of fascinating content he would do. And but all his videos are still there, even though he's passed on. But you can watch Adam the Woo or The Daily Woo. He's got 2 channels. And you can go back and watch all of his stuff going back 15 years, Yeah, I reached out to his family and friends, as have millions of other people around the world. But his friend Justin Scard, he's another YouTuber, and probably Adam's closest friend. And I reached out to his family, his dad, and just wished them well. I can only imagine how it hit them. I've lost my very close personal friend. His name was Rick. And I know what it's like to go through it. So my heart goes out to Justin Scard, his best friend. But anyway, enough about Adam. But that's why, if you've noticed, this month I've been putting out content every single day because it's hard to do it when you have a job. But that's what Adam did. And so I'm trying to I gotta get a video edited tonight. It's gonna be a long night. But there's this video. Maybe I'll get this video. Do some highlights or something. But at least this video will go up tonight. Welcome everybody. We've got 10 viewers. If you're just tuning in, we are on our way to a DUI checkpoint. We're going to exercise our Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, completely sober. But I got to remember to get the officer's name before I invoke the right. I got to get the name, the officer's name for a complaint if I need to. I got to get the officer's name. We're going to invoke our Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. We'll use the trifold if necessary. If you want a trifold, it's available on DeleteLaws.com. Worthwhile investment. I'll probably make a version of that eventually of my own, but right now I don't. I have the best one that's out there available. It's on Delete Laws. Shoot, I just dropped all my documents. Drive up to the checkpoint. There's a car tailgating. There you go, just passed, dude. There's a truck in front of me. I can't speed up with the truck in front of me. So we're going to drive up to the checkpoint. Window's going to be cracked a few inches. You're not required to roll all the way down, so I won't do that. I will not be doing any field sobriety tests or any they're called preliminary. There's a difference. Now, a lot of people bring this up. They said, oh, well, when you sign for your driver's license, you agree to do breathalyzers. Well, sort of. It's called the implied consent laws. And what that entails is a breathalyzer or blood draw. But that only comes into effect after they have enough probable cause to place you under arrest for a suspicion of DUI. Then you have to do a chemical test. That's a laser, that's a blood draw, that could be urine in some states. That's when that starts, after you've been arrested. Now they could come to your window and ask you to do a breathalyzer before you're under arrest. That's called a preliminary breathalyzer. And that's these little ones they have on the roadside. And those are highly inaccurate. And it's called a preliminary breathalyzer. You're not required to do any preliminary testing, including the breathalyzers. Then they have to come up, they can use that denial as part of the totality of circumstances to determine if there's enough probable cause to arrest you for suspicion of DUI. After you're arrested, then that's when the implied consent laws come into effect. So, but to do that, they have to call and they have to get a warrant from a judge. Then they take you down to the station where they have a much larger machine that's much more accurate, and they do a breathalyzer at the machine. It's about the size of a copy machine or a scanner that you might have. It's a big thing, and then you have to do it twice. And then that's the official breathalyzer, and then they might want a blood draw too. But that's when the implied consent laws kick in, not before you're arrested. And under no circumstances do you have to do a field sobriety test where the stupid human tricks, where you stand on one leg, follow the finger, touch your finger to your nose, say the alphabet backwards. You don't have to do any of that crap. Even if you're drunk as a skunk, you never have to do it. Don't do it. Well, why not just do it? You'll clear your name. 50% of sober people that do a field sobriety, that's half. 50% of sober people that do a field sobriety test end up getting arrested. Sober, healthy college athletes can't even pass these things. They're completely subjective. All you're doing is giving the officer more, I hate to use the word evidence because it's not really evidence, but more suspicion, more reason to place you under arrest. Don't do it. Don't give them that power. And looking back on my video, my first one from San Bernardino, where I was forced to do it under threat of arrest, looking back, if that ever happens again, I'm still not going to do it. I'm going to take the arrest. I will take the arrest. Because it won't stick. There's no probable cause. There's no smell of alcohol. Nothing. There's nothing that they can get me for. I'm not drunk. I'm not impaired. So sure, arrest me. Go ahead. Then I'll have, I wonder how much of that I need to get a lawyer, because I couldn't find an attorney. A lot of people ask me, what's the updates on that? Can't find an attorney that'll take it. I've talked to probably 20, 25, 30 attorneys. None of them will take it because, not because I'm wrong. They said your rights were violated, but they said there's no damages. Look at that truck.
Car on shoulder ahead.
They said there's no damages. In other words, you weren't arrested, you weren't assaulted, you weren't beat up, you weren't injured, nothing, your property wasn't damaged, and so on and so forth. The detention was about half an hour. Then they released you. What's your damage? There's no damages. So that's why an attorney won't take it. They said even if we took the case, we'd have to convince a judge that the cop does not deserve qualified immunity. Now, qualified, if you don't know qualified immunity, is protection for cops, so you can't sue them. It's called qualified immunity. They can be, qualified immunity can be barred when a cop does something egregious, like to sue them. For example, police brutality. But a judge has to rule in your favor that, okay, we're going to disbar qualified immunity so you can sue the police officer. That's really hard to do. Most of the time, the judge is going to take the side of the cop. So the attorney said, that's step number one. We have to convince a judge that it's so egregious that there's no qualified immunity before we can even sue. Let's say we do that. Now it goes to trial. You have to convince 12 jurors that your rights are so egregiously violated, they're all going to agree with you that at a DUI checkpoint, they went too far. A lot of them are going to take the side of cops, right? There are going to be bootlickers out there. Even if we do that, and we convince all 12 jurors that you're right, they're wrong, that they violated your rights, and you win the lawsuit. He said the most you might get $1,000 maybe. And they said it's going to take years of litigation. It's really hard to do. So there's no damages. So that's why I've just decided I talked to Chili several times. He also agrees that there's no damages. It's really hard to sue. And I could file a lawsuit pro se on my own, but it's really hard. And I just feel like we're not going to be able to get rid of the qualified immunity. And the case will be dismissed. So that's why I just haven't pursued. I did file a 14-page complaint. There was an investigation. I also filed a complaint with the Department of Justice. I haven't heard back from them. I don't know if they've done an investigation. But they won't tell me the results of the investigation. They won't tell me what actions were taken. They won't give me the body cam footage. It's all exempt from disclosure according to state law. So, but I exposed to the world what they did, that they violated my constitutional rights, and we're approaching 7 million views just on my YouTube channel, not counting all of the other YouTube channels that covered my story. So millions and millions and millions of views all over the world. Made the department look terrible, the San Bernardino Police Department. So that's something. All right, we're going to reveal where I'm going. I think I'm in Riverside right now. We're heading north towards our destination, the city of Highland, California. There is a DUI checkpoint. I didn't even know about it until today. There's a DUI checkpoint in Highland on the corner of Baseline and Central Avenue. That's where we're headed. We're going to be there in maybe 20 minutes or so. We'll be hitting the DUI checkpoint 25 minutes from now. Highland, California. It is I believe the Highland Police Department. So look up all their information. I didn't put it in the description, but it's the Highland. I believe it's the Highland Police Department in Highland, California. So you guys have to look up their phone number, their Facebook, their Twitter, all their socials, and that's where I'm headed. If I get arrested, tell Chili I'm going to Highland, California. I believe it's the Highland Police Department is the agency. Yeah, I'm in Riverside right now, so we're not too far away. Who's excited to see the DUI checkpoint? Let me know in the chat. Let's see you. Who's excited for the DUI checkpoint coming up? Highland uses the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. Okay. We'll find out when we get there. I think they do have their police department, their own police department. I'm not sure though until we get there. I didn't even see this one announced until earlier today. I didn't even know they were doing one. The other one I was originally planning on going to is in Laguna Beach, but it still says undisclosed location. And so I was going to drive to Laguna Beach, but I don't know where. We'd have to drive all over Laguna Beach to find it. I don't know where it is. So instead of going to Laguna Beach, I decided to hit this one because I know exactly where it is. And Highland is the location of if you remember, what was the name of the fire? One of the big fires a couple of years ago. And I went out there and did some live streaming. It's really close to where I live. And I called out
car on shoulder ahead.
I called out from work a couple of days because that's how close this big fire was to where I live. And my dog is home alone when I'm at work. So I was like, I can't just leave and drive, be too far away when this is going on so close to where I live. And anyway, the line fire, that's what it was called, the line fire. Everybody remember the line fire? That's my area where I live. Anyway, that's where we're going, Highland. And there's a video in Highland. I was looking at the fire damage. I was almost struck by lightning, live on camera. If you want to look up that video, that's uploaded. You almost saw me got taken out by lightning, of all things, live on the stream. Probably off the PCH or the 133. I was reading there's, PCH is one, or there's Laguna Boulevard or Laguna Avenue or whatever it's called. There's two major roads that are in and out of Laguna Beach. I call myself the king of natural disasters. I have been in major earthquakes, major fires, hurricanes, tornadoes.
In 5.2 miles, continue on I-215 north.
Floods, air show disaster, and a space shuttle disaster. I've been involved in all of those and lived to tell the tale. And a tornado. I've been in a direct tornado. Hurricanes and tornadoes. That was in Atlanta when I got hit by a tornado of all things. So I call myself the king. I've never been in a tsunami. Don't want to see that one, please. But I've seen just about everything else. Air show crash, that was at Travis Air Force Base up in Northern California, Fairfield. I'm trying to remember the pilot's name. He was flying a Stearman, crashed inverted, the plane caught fire, and he burned to death. And the fire department had their trucks parked way out of position where they had to do this big, long, roundabout way to get to the airplane, which was very controversial because the plane didn't catch on fire immediately. And a lot of people speculated if the fire trucks had a direct path to the aircraft, they may have been able to put the fire out in time to save the pilot. Eddie Andrini was his name, Eddie Andrini. And I was sitting front row center and saw the whole thing happen right in front of me. And it was shocking to see it. The space shuttle disaster, I saw the launch, but I didn't see the actual disaster. It was the Columbia. What year was that? 2006 when it launched? I was there for the launch. But 10 days later, it was supposed to land, and it burned up on re-entry over Texas. But I was there for the launch, and I put that video away in my closet for years and years before I could even watch it. But eventually I uploaded my camcorder footage of the space shuttle launch. But there's a whole story about that because when I was a little kid, I would have nightmares about witnessing a space shuttle disaster, much like the Challenger, how it would explode in front of me. I wasn't there for that one, but I saw it live on TV when I was a kid. But I would have these nightmares, and then something, oh, there's a fire up here. There's a car fire. Fire on the freeway. Turn on my flashers. Oh boy, the fire department's not here yet. Car on fire. I can't stop on the freeway, or where's an overpass?
Car on shoulder ahead.
I don't want to miss the checkpoint, or I'd pull over and film it. I don't want to miss the checkpoint. There's a car on it. It's University Avenue in Riverside. University Avenue exit on the 91 eastbound / 215 northbound. The car is on the #1 lane on fire. There was an overpass right there. I would have pulled off to film it, but I don't want to miss the checkpoint. anyway, yeah, the space shuttle, and then it really happened. Well, not directly in front of me, but it didn't land. And anyway, it kind of it happened, and I haven't had that nightmare since.
In 1 mile, continue straight.
It was almost like a premonition. It's really creepy that I would have these visions of a space shuttle disaster, and then it really happened. Anyway, the people were out of the car. I saw the people standing on the side of the car on fire. One time I came upon a car on fire, and I didn't know if there was somebody in it or not. And somebody came up, running up with a fire extinguisher, didn't know how to use it. So I grabbed it, I put the fire app down enough for me to be able to open the door and make sure there was nobody inside the vehicle.
Continue on I-215 north.
So, and that happened once.
Continue straight for 5.5 miles to exit 48, I-10 east toward Redlands.
Take the I-10. I wanted to stop and film that car fire. Oh well. I'm trying to get to the checkpoint. We've had a couple of experiences where they closed down these checkpoints way early, and trying to get there. This time, if they order me out of the vehicle, I'm just going to grab my phone real slowly. I'm going to reach over slowly, grab the phone. I'm not going to ask about the phone. I did that one video and I started going back and forth with the officer about the phone. I was like, can I hold my phone? Can I bring my phone with me? And he told me no, but I just left it where it was because it was recording. I don't know if he knew it was recording or not. But I have the right to record. I shouldn't have asked him because, of course, it's going to say, if you ask, he's going to say no. So I should have just not even brought it up. And that was before I had the dash cams and everything. So now I've got the dash cams rolling, but if he orders me out of the car, I'm going to attempt to bring the phone with me. And I'm not even going to ask. I'm not going to bring it up. Once I invoke my Fifth Amendment right, I don't have to say I don't consent to searches and seizures. If they search and seize, if they search or seize any of my property, I still didn't consent, even if I don't say it out loud. I don't have to say it out loud. They have to have consent. The Fifth Amendment's the only one you have to invoke. You have to. The statement, I don't answer questions, is different than saying, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. It's two different levels of protections. So if you just say, I don't answer questions, or if you just sit there silent, they can actually use that against you in court as an indication of guilt. But if you specifically say, I am invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, they cannot use that against you after you say that. They can't use your silence against you. He's using his constitutional right. So that doesn't mean he's guilty of anything. It just means he's not going to answer your questions. That's all it means. So if you ever come into a police interaction and you don't want to answer their questions, make sure you are saying that you are invoking your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. I don't answer questions is different. You don't have to answer the questions, but you get a whole new level of protection when you invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Make sure you specifically say that. Because when it gets to court, it's a whole different level of protection that you have. And just to review now, when we get to this checkpoint,
on shoulder ahead.
I'm completely sober. I'm not breaking any laws whatsoever. I don't have to roll the window all the way down. I don't have to do field sobriety tests, and I'm not going to. And after I invoke my Fifth Amendment right, we'll see how they react. It's not being a jerk. It's not being difficult. It's simply in using my constitutional right. That's all it is. It's not being uncooperative. I'm not delaying the officer. It's not interference. It's not obstruction. It's not, in California, it's Penal Code 148, which is delaying an officer or resisting arrest. Doesn't apply.
In 1 mile, use the right 2 lanes to exit right.
Doesn't apply. So we're getting very close, you guys. If you need to text people or whatever, let them know to tune in. We're in Colton. We're on our way to Highland, which is pretty close to here. So in just a few minutes, we should be getting to the checkpoint. Chili's watching this or not. Sometimes he'll restream my live. Last week wasn't so good because I was having technical. I know he tried to restream it, but I think he might have been having
exit right 2, exit 40A, I-10 east toward Redlands.
Technical difficulties too. But I was dead. My video kept freezing up, and it was just didn't go well. And then I was just waved right through the checkpoint. And then my video froze up right when I got there at the checkpoint. No, this is terrible. But I think we've resolved all the technical issues. The live stream. How's the live stream? Everybody looking good on the live stream? Share it on your community page. Good, good, good. I have to remember to get I always forget to get the officer's name. I have to remember that before I invoke my right.
Continue straight for 4.7 miles to exit 77B, California 210 toward Highland, to California 330 toward Big Bear.
Okay, we're really close. We're about, I would guess, 5 to 10 minutes out. Start. This is when the stress starts. I always get really stressed out when I start getting to the checkpoint. It's very stressful. You never know what's going to happen. Are they going to be violent? Are they going to arrest me? I'm not breaking any laws. There's no reason why I should be scared of this stuff. But we've seen all these horrible videos every day. Chili goes live almost every day and shows you all these horrible videos of what these police do to people. So I start getting a lot of anxiety when I start getting close. We'll see what happens. Are my eyes looking droopy today? How's my droopy eyes? So again, I'm completely sober. We're not breaking any laws whatsoever. I'm going to comply with everything I'm legally required to do, but I'm not required to roll the window down or do field sobriety tests or any preliminary testing whatsoever. And we'll see if they decide to arrest me. All I'm doing is invoking my constitutional rights. That's it. Your friend Reggie's brother was murdered. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. By Montclair police, and they get away with it, you know. All they have to say is, "Oh, he reached for something, so I shot him." That could be, if it's not on camera, they can just make that up, you know. It's horrible what's happening, and we need to get this stuff on camera. So that's why I'm doing this. And to teach people what their rights are.
Hazard recorded ahead.
But it's important to comply. You don't have to, if they order you out of the vehicle, just get out of the vehicle. If they're going to violate your rights, they're going to violate your rights. Just record it and give it to an attorney later, you know. And chances are greater than not that in some way, shape, or form they're going to violate your rights. You're still going to court. They offered the family, well, that at least they'll get, you know, as much money as that is, it doesn't bring the person back. It can never really compensate the family. It can never, no matter, all the money in the world wouldn't fix it, you know. All the money in the world wouldn't fix what they did. Yeah, it's horrible. It's really bad.
In 1 mile, use the right 2 lanes to exit right.
All right, I got to start focusing. Make sure I got my head, my wits about me. Make sure my eyes look droopy. By the way, while we're talking about droopy eyes, you can buy this jacket and other droopy eyes merch, including mugs, t-shirts, hats, all kinds of stuff with the droopy eyes logo. I have a shop with some merch. It's traveljack.myspreadshop.com. Go check it out. It helps support the channel, what we're doing. We're going to be investing in more cameras, body-worn cameras. And
exit right to exit 77B, California 210 toward Highland, to California 330 toward Big Bear.
It's one other way to support, but we're getting close to the checkpoint. And let me start focusing and getting mentally prepared for what we're about to do, going through a DUI checkpoint. We're just a couple of minutes away. Not tearing it down early. Okay, baseline road 3 miles away. A 360 camera. Well, they call this a 360 camera. My dash cam, it records front, back, and sides.
3.1 miles. Exit right to exit 82, baseline road.
I know they sell those actual 360 cameras that some vloggers use. What I really want are more like spy cameras where the cops don't know it's a camera. So the first thing I'll probably get is a necklace, it looks like a necklace, but it's a camera. They sell hats with cameras in them. They sell cameras that look like key fobs. They sell cameras that look like pens. Like writing pens. And I want it to be, I want to record them and right in their face and have them not even realize it. That's the goal. And meta glasses. I want some of those. But, you know, that all costs a lot of money. Those, especially the spy cameras. Those are extremely expensive. You usually have to order them internationally because there's, you know, peeping Tom, well, not peeping Tom, the wiretapping laws and stuff that, where they're not allowed to sell spy camera kind of stuff in the United States. So you usually have to order it from overseas. But they sell all kinds of really neat stuff, spy camera stuff. Two miles away from baseline, getting close. All right, my dash cam is rolling. Our live stream is rolling. Got a pretty good view of that window there. Lights on. Let me go ahead and get this window ready. Okay, that's where I want it right there. There's that much space. Might want just a tad more space. All right.
In 1 mile, use the right 2 lanes to exit right.
Just so he can hear me. I have a naturally soft voice. I'm very soft-spoken. And especially if there's a generator or something running, I want him to hear me when I say I invoke, because I'm only going to say it once. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. If he goes, huh, what? Then I'm going to show him the trifold. I'm only saying it once. All right, let me get this in hand. I don't know where this is exactly. I've got license, registration, insurance, trifold. All right, this is my exit. Is Chili watching? I don't even know. I didn't text him.
Exit right 2, exit 82, Baseline Road. In a quarter of a mile, use the left 2 lanes to turn left on Baseline.
Okay, we're going to turn left on Baseline. I don't know where Central Avenue is exactly, but it's off of Baseline.
Turn left on Baseline.
It's not immediately in view here. At least according to Mr. Checkpoint, there's a. I did look it up. They did announce it. I didn't see it till earlier today.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn right on Central Avenue.
Okay, 3/4 of a mile. I'm going to turn the volume down on this thing. And we're going in. I don't see it yet, but we're about to hit it. Make sure we're not speeding. Got my trifold in hand and all my documents. I'm going to be mad if it's not here, because I was going to go to Laguna Beach, and I didn't know where it was exactly. I still don't see anything up here. It could be on. Could it be on Central? It could be on Central, I suppose. Maybe I should turn right. I don't see anything here on Highland. All right, this is Central. Huh. It's not here, you guys. Huh. Don't tell me they ended it early. I don't even see. Let me drive down Baseline a little bit more. Turn the volume back up. Dang it. All right. Maybe we should head out to a different checkpoint. I don't see anything around here. I do see some caution lights up, and I'm just going to go check that out, just in case that it's up here. Dang, that irks me because we drove away from Laguna Beach to come to this one because I knew the exact location of it. But I do see some lights up here. Let me see. Could just be construction or something. But let me see what this is. I wonder if there's more than one Central. I think there's one in Colton too. There's one in Colton, which is close by. I just don't know where it is exactly. If you guys want to do some research on Colton DUI Checkpoint, see if you can get the exact location of it. And there are some flashing lights up here. I just don't know. I don't see police lights. They're just like yellow hazard lights or something. Oh, yellow light. You're trying to do your taxes. Missed the first hour. We're just driving. Yeah, you didn't miss anything yet. I'm trying to find the checkpoint. I went to the intersection where it's advertised for, and there's nothing there. But I'm driving a little bit further because I see something up here. Let's see what this is. And we're still on baseline, so this could be it, maybe. I don't see any police lights, though. Okay, we're coming up to a sign. Road work ahead. It's just road work. All right. I'm going to do a U-turn. Well, I can't. Can I do a U-turn here? I don't know. We're going to backtrack towards Central. I think I can do a U-turn here. I don't see a sign that says you can't. We're probably getting towards San Bernardino here. Colton PD says last August 8th was a checkpoint. Go to MrCheckpoint.com and it will tell you information. I did see there was one tonight in Colton. Colton DUI Checkpoint. Oh, there we go. Rancho and C Street. All right, I think we're going to head there. Should we check back here at Central? There was nothing there at the intersection. Let me pull over and put that in. I hate doing these live streams when it doesn't work out and there's no checkpoint. Okay, there's a parking lot right here. They must have closed this one down early. Let me put this into my GPS. Rancho and C Street. Okay, I'll be right back. I got to go into my GPS. Be right back. Rancho and C Street. Okay. Okay. We're 10 miles out, about 15 minutes from the Colton one. Rancho and C Street. I don't know which way. Turn right, I guess. All right, let me roll the window up. All right, we're trying, you guys.
Use the right lane to turn right on Sterling Avenue. In 2.3 miles, turn right to California 210 East.
I do want to look at that Central Avenue again. We're going to go right past it again. I didn't see anything. Not even a single cop or anything. I didn't see any cones, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, several people posted the location on Facebook. Fantastic. Good job, everybody. Yeah, when I left, when we started this live stream, I looked and it still said undisclosed location, so I didn't see where it was in Colton. I'm disappointed at this one. Highland, where's your freaking checkpoint? Oh, I do see a cop. There's one cop right there. But no checkpoint. All right. Go to Colton. There's Victoria. That's where you go to the casino. If I turn over there. Drove right past Yamava right now. On Mr. Checkpoint, but it doesn't have exact location. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, how did you find the exact address? Some people on Facebook, I guess, knew somehow. This is Central. This is where that checkpoint's supposed to be, right here. And there's nothing. Nothing in any direction. Oh, there's a cop, though, on the street, but there's no checkpoint. Cop's pulling up behind me. All right, I'm gonna put both hands on the wheel. There's a cop behind me. I'm under the speed limit, and he turned. Okay, I thought he might be following me. I've seen a couple of cops driving around, but no checkpoint here. Yep, 10 to 2. Like that.
In half a mile, use the right lane to turn right to California 210 East.
We're looking for you, coppers. You guys are running from me or what? Are you trying to hide? Fifth Amendment auditors coming after you. Let's go. Let's do it. All right, 210 East. Here we are. What do you mean turn right? Right here?
Turn right to California 210 East.
Oh, I see. Okay. The sign made it look like you turn into the gas station to get on the freeway. All right, we're clear of Highland. No go in Highland. But we're only a couple minutes away from Colton, so that's good.
In 2.9 miles, exit right to exit 85A, I-10 West, toward Los Angeles.
Back to the 10. No, don't call them and ask. No, don't. That'll tip them off. High-speed cop for Colton. Salary and benefits. Michael Farkas. $500,000? That's outrageous. Isn't that outrageous how much these tyrants get paid? Holy moly. No, we don't want them tipped off, because I think that's been happening the last couple of weeks, where they've been closing down the checkpoint, which I call that a W. Hey, if we can close down these checkpoints, fantastic. But I think people are calling them in advance and telling them I'm coming with cameras and everything, and they close down the checkpoints. Or in the case of last week, they waved me through. They just didn't even want to talk to me. Scott Farkas. Scott Farkas. Oh, I love it. That's the perfect cop persona, right? You get over here. Say uncle.
In 1 mile,
Scott Farkas.
use the right 2 lanes to exit right.
Go ahead. What are you gonna do? Cry now? Come on, little crybaby, cry for me. Scott Farkas. Love it. So yeah, I think they've even either been expecting me or closing down early to avoid, because they don't want to get exposed all over the social media. Millions of views like San Bernardino. So we don't want to be calling them. But if I announce it only a few minutes before, they don't have enough time to shut it down.
Exit right to exit 85A, I-10 west toward Los Angeles.
So hopefully we'll get this one. Well, if anyone watched last week's stream, I had a great time after the stream, if you know what I'm talking about. I actually went back on live to because we were having so many technical difficulties. I was just trying to work it out. Looks like we fixed it. Looks like our live streams. How's the video? How's the audio, everybody? Let me know in the chat. Makes me do a double take. There's a shot behind me of no lights. It's just black. That's rare in Southern California. Okay. Now there's some lights. 5 by 5.
Continue straight for 6.9 miles to exit 70A, Rancho Avenue.
Okay, we're coming right up to it. Rancho Avenue. I don't know where C Street is exactly, but we're really close. Everybody give this a thumbs up. Fifth Amendment Auditor, here we go. Okay, smart ass. Colton's where I usually get my car wash over here. Really good car wash. It's called Colton Hand Car Wash. That's right next to the tire place too, where I get my tires. America's Tire. Which, that reminds me, I need 2 new tires in the back. HBO Matt, hello. Oh, wow. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. We're about to go through a DUI checkpoint. Hopefully, if it's there, We just went to one and there was nobody there. I guess they canceled it or tore it down early or whatever, but there's another one that's really close by. So we're going to do our Fifth Amendment audit, exercise our constitutional right to remain silent. Of course, we're completely sober and we're not breaking any laws. We're fully compliant with what's legally required. And we're going to go through DUI Checkpoint completely sober and invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and watch what happens. This one's supposed to go till 3 a.m. Hopefully it's still there. Well, we've seen other ones that were scheduled until 2 or 3 and they tore them all down hours early. So we'll see. We'll see if it's there when we get there. San Bernardino. I think Colton's kind of south of San Bernardino, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking for the Rancho exit. I don't know how far it is. So if it doesn't work out, I'm doing my best. I'm trying to find it. Tear it down early or whatever, it's out of my control, but we're trying to get through it. And I would be hitting these checkpoints earlier if I didn't have to work before. And I just got out of work, or else I'd be hitting these checkpoints early. Where's this exit I'm supposed to be taking? Passing the 215. Colton, okay. All right, we're in Colton. Looking for Rancho exit. Should theoretically take us to a DUI checkpoint. Okay, 2 miles. We're 2 miles out. All right, now I have to start getting prepared mentally again. Got my trifold in hand, license, registration, insurance, all ready to go in this envelope, all together. I need the officer's name. Let me get the window ready. This one's not here. I don't know if there's a plan C or not. Getting really close, so text everybody, let them know.
1 mile. Use the right lane to take exit 78, Rancho Avenue.
1 mile out.
Then use the right lane to turn right on North Rancho Avenue.
Give this a thumbs up. Fifth Amendment Auditor. Watching, if this has been restreamed anywhere, I would appreciate it if you head on over to Travel Jack and subscribe. here's the exit.
Exit right to exit 70A, Rancho Avenue. Then use the right lane to turn right on North Rancho Avenue.
Gonna turn right. I just don't know exactly how far C Street is from here.
Use the right lane to turn right on North Rancho Avenue.
It's chilly out tonight, guys. It's 59. And I don't see it immediately close. I do see something behind me. I don't know if that's road work or if that's the checkpoint. What is this truck doing? He just cut me off, this 18-wheeler. Maybe he should go through the checkpoint. Well, he's making a right turn. I guess that makes sense for an 18-wheeler. Well, according to the map, it's this way, so let's go see. Okay. Do I see
In a
flash?
quarter of a mile, you'll arrive at North Rancho Avenue and West C Street.
I do see flashing lights up here. Okay, I think this is it, you guys. It might be on the other side, though. Let me see. I do see a bunch of flashing lights here. Yes, it's on the other side, so we gotta do a U-turn. All right, get ready, guys. We're about to go in a couple of minutes. Here's the checkpoint. We're passing it right now on the left. You can see it or not. We got all the cones out and everything. Now let me go up a block or two, and then we're going to do a U-turn and go through the checkpoint. This is a Fifth Amendment audit, you guys. We're going to exercise our Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and we're not going to answer any of their questions. If they ask you if you had anything to drink tonight and you don't answer their question, doesn't mean you have. It doesn't mean you haven't either, but there's no probable cause out of that. It's your constitutional right to remain silent. Okay, I got to make sure my U-turn is legal here. This is no U-turn here. We're about to go through. It's up, it's operational. So we are definitely about to go through a DUI checkpoint and exercise our right to remain silent. Can I do a U-turn here? Looks like no. Shoot. No U-turn. So make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit like, hit subscribe, and if you're not watching on Travel Jack, I would appreciate your subscription. If you open a fresh window or whatever, come on over to Travel Jack, hit subscribe, hit like. And we're just trying to find a legal place to do a U-turn. Minus 20 in North Dakota. Holy moly. Yeah, I've seen those border patrol checkpoints. Those are out of control. Those border patrol people. Did you see Long Island Audit got put into a cell recently at a border because he didn't want to answer their questions? Did you see that video? I don't know if it's a tight U-turn, but I'm just going to turn left here. There's a cop over here too, and then we're going to turn into this witness in this parking lot, just to be sure I'm not breaking any traffic laws. Back on Rancho, and we are headed towards the DUI checkpoint. Everybody do me a favor, if you're watching on my channel, don't chat. I don't want the cops seeing these chats come up, okay? Don't chat until after the checkpoint, okay? Can everybody help me out with that? After we get through the checkpoint, then you can chat again. But I don't want those popping up while I'm driving and have them think. That just gives them another reason, you know? Even though my phone's mounted and I'm not touching it, they'll see that I'm live streaming, and I just don't want to tip them off. Okay, we're coming up to a red light first. Get a drink of water while I have a chance. Okay, we're like 2 blocks away. Okay, everything's in my hand. Maybe I should put it on the steering wheel too. Everybody ready? It's right after this little hill here. Make sure we're under the speed limit. Completely sober, everybody. I need the officer's name and then invoke my Fifth Amendment right. Here we go. We're going in. There's a red light here. We're going in, you guys. No chats.
We're doing a driver's license check. Do you have your driver's license on you tonight? Alrighty. Thank you. You have a good night.
All right, that went way too smoothly. Did you see that? They're changing what these checkpoints are. Did you see that? They're calling it a driver's license checkpoint. Driver's license checkpoint is what they called it. But that went as smooth as can go. I have to record an outro for the recorded video, but they didn't even ask if I had anything to drink. They didn't ask any questions. But that's how you do it, you guys. I didn't say a word to him. I had my stuff ready to go, and he waved me right through. Props to the police department. I think these, I didn't even get his name. But props to them. I think checkpoints should be illegal. But if you're going to do a checkpoint, I should be getting waved right through. I'm not impaired in any way. You shouldn't be doing anything. What do you guys think? What's your feedback? I'm going to pull over and we'll do a debrief. Is the state I'm in a stop and ID? No, it is California. It's not a stop and ID state. Even in a stop and ID state, they still have to have reasonable suspicion. However, when you're driving in California, when you're driving, you have to present your ID when an officer asks for it in California. Some states, that's not always true. But in California, if an officer, when you're driving, an officer wants to see your ID, you have to give them your ID, no matter what. laws vary with that one. Laws vary depending on what state you're in. Yeah, even if you've not broken any laws, if an officer wants to see your ID, you have to give it when you're driving. That's in California. Other states are a little bit different. Like even if a cop wants to see your ID but you haven't broken any laws, you might be able to refuse. They're not going to like it, but it'll probably hold up in court that you didn't have to give your ID. Okay, going into a residential area now. I have no idea where I'm at. Well, there's a train in front of me, cargo train, freight train. All right, here's a place to park. I'm going to park here and we're going to debrief. And let me go over the chats. All right, everybody can chat again. Thank you for not chatting while I was in the drive in the checkpoint. Thank you for that. I didn't see Chili in this chat. Did Chili watch this? You don't think it is, but they call it something else. Supreme Court so far has given okay to drive. Yeah, Supreme Court has ruled. My contention that my Fourth Amendment right was violated, it was, because they seized, okay, there's a lawsuit called Ingersoll versus Palmer. That lists a set of guidelines on how DUI checkpoints are to be conducted. And I even think it's a California lawsuit. But among the list of guidelines is that stops must be brief. They have to have reasonable suspicion to extend the length of the detention. Without reasonable suspicion that you're impaired or anything else, they're supposed to wave you through. Now, when they told me I had to do the field sobriety test under threat of arrest, now they're extending the length. There's no reasonable suspicion for me to do that. They were making me do that under threat of arrest, which is not lawful. But the specifically the Fourth Amendment says you have the freedom to be secure in your person, papers, and effects. So if they're detaining me along the side of a road and there's no probable cause that I've not broken any laws whatsoever, that's a Fourth Amendment violation. A lot of people say, oh, that's searches and seizures. They don't have to be actively searching and seizing you. They're seizing my person. They're detaining me. That's a Fourth Amendment violation. Now, if there's probable cause, hey, I smell alcohol. Hey, there's an empty beer can on the floor of your car. Okay, then they can extend the length of the detention. But absent all of that, they can't do that. So that's why I was saying when I told the officer, hey, this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment right. It's because they're extending my detention. I broke no laws. You can't do that. You're supposed to wave me through. Stops must be brief. Ingersoll versus Palmer. Seems unconstitutional. Check your papers. Oh, it's definitely unconstitutional. Absolutely. But the Supreme Court has ruled that it's a reasonable, I forget how they word it exactly, but it's a reasonable step to take in the greater interest of the good of the community to prevent drunk driving. He said, but it has to be brief. It has to be brief. The stop has to be brief. But there's no question that it's unconstitutional to check your papers. Supreme Court so far has given okay to driver's license checkpoints. The checkpoints themselves are federally are not unconstitutional. They are unconstitutional and illegal in 12 states. California not being one of those 12 states. But I think more states need to ban these things. That one went really smooth. But most of the time, it doesn't go like that. You're in California. Bay Area. I used to live in Concord. I used to live in Dublin and Vallejo. Maybe it hasn't been challenged. But I think that if they're transitioning, I think there's a good challenge to do that, because they're starting to call them driver's license checkpoints. Well, what is the greater good to the community if it's not about drunk driving anymore? They're calling them driver's license checkpoints. If everybody has to stop and show their driver's licenses, how is that preventing drunk driving? It's not preventing drunk driving anymore. It's just checking everybody's licenses. And that could be deemed an unreasonable detention, an unreasonable stop. What good are you doing for I think that can be challenged in court. I don't think that's been challenged in court. So they're starting to call them driver's license checkpoints now, instead of DUI checkpoints. You're the one that had to tell Long Island Audit he can't sue federal agents. Yeah, 5 minutes after they had let him go. That's got to change. It's true. Especially with that Renee Good shooting. They're going around shooting unarmed, in some cases armed but no threat, but unarmed American citizens. These aren't even illegal immigrants. They're American citizens, shooting them right in the face. And you're telling me you can go up and just blatantly assassinate somebody and the family can't sue? That's got to change. There's got to be accountability. This is all going to be a big media firestorm when the trial and everything. That's outrageous that you can't sue the federal agents. Train in front of me. You aren't on a road. There's a dead end, and the train tracks go perpendicular, and there was a train going past. You heard Chile has some court date coming Monday with an important case against the Fed. I think he said he has 7 lawsuits right now. Oh, against the Fed. Is that right? Oh, wow. That's why they have secondary to drag it out. So they can pull cars over into secondary, but it's supposed to be every third car, whatever they determine. That one didn't. They just stopped everybody to check everybody's licenses, apparently. I didn't even see a secondary. But yeah, that's where they're supposed to do all the stuff if they want you to do field sobriety tests and stuff. In San Bernardino, they didn't even have me go. They had a secondary set up, but they didn't have me go in there. They just stopped me in the middle of the road to do all that nonsense. I'm like, blocking traffic and everything. That was those cops were such imbeciles. Oh my gosh. But if they want to further investigate that, they're supposed to have a secondary. They would have smelled alcohol on you if you were tanked. They don't need to drum up business. Well, what they do now is they could say you're on pills or medications or something the breathalyzer doesn't pick up, or there's no odor. You could be on, drugs of some kind. That's the new thing that they do now. And so you can blow zeros and they still arrest you. Well, you're on something. You shouldn't have to stop and show your driver's license like that in America. I agree. That needs to change. That's what they did in World War II in Europe. The Nazis would have these checkpoints. Papers, please. I'm not on mute. It says unmute. I'm not on mute. Let me double check it. No, I'm not muted. Check your volume. It's reasonable because it doesn't affect butt worms. What? It doesn't affect the judge. 5 by 5. Ontario All-Star. Go out, come back in because I can hear them. Yeah, there's something wrong with your, check your settings, your volume. It's impossible to sue judges. You can get them disbarred if they do something really egregious. I forget how you have to, it's really hard, but and you have to prove it, and they don't like cameras in court. that should change too. I forget the steps you have to do to get a judge removed, but it's possible, but it's extremely difficult. Some are IDF trained or IDF soldiers. If they suspect a DUI, why would they have you drive further to secondary? I don't know. That's the way it works. Susan Bassey is pretty good at going after judges. Is that a lawyer? Who is that? So that was a really smooth checkpoint. It went the way it's supposed to go. I didn't speak to the officer. Didn't even have to. He didn't ask me if I'd been drinking or anything. Didn't ask me any questions. Just waved me through. That's the way it's supposed to go. They hate her. You appreciate your service out in the streets. Thank you, thank you. She's a reporter. Fantastic. Way to go, Jack. Thanks, Cope. So if you're not a member and you're supporting what we're doing, consider getting a membership. It's $9.99 a month. Helps support what we're doing. It helps me get things like these dash cams and things that I just bought. We're going to get more cameras down the line. We'll keep this live stream going, I guess, as long as people are watching. Are there any other checkpoints in this area that we can hit up? She does a lot of family cases and investigates private judges. Yeah, that's ludicrous that there's not some sort of accountability process for judges. You know, they could do it whatever they want and there's no repercussions, or very few, or it's hard to get repercussions. But consider becoming a member. You can leave a super chat if you like. I appreciate it. And there's merch. I'll drop my merch link here, traveljack.myspreadshop.com. Can I type on here? I don't think I can unless I go into my studio. But traveljack.myspreadshop.com. Look out for sales. I have sales every once in a while. And super chats, you can leave a super thanks on any published video that's monetized. What else? Or just watching videos helps. You don't have to donate financially if you can't afford it. But go watch some of my videos, and that helps out too. Anyway, we've got 15 viewers, so I hate to end the live stream now. We can start heading back. I do have to go to the grocery store. You can potentially come out twice a weekend or 8 times a month. They don't have that many checkpoints. It comes out to them. The gas money, yeah, it's a lot of gas. There's quite, I noticed in LA, they're much more frequent in LA. But typically I work Fridays and Saturdays. I work in the hospitality industry. So I work evenings and I get out late, generally between 10 p.m. to could be 11:30 before I get out of work. And so that really limits my time to get to these checkpoints. So I generally try to find ones that are close to my areas after work. But if I can get to the point, like I mentioned sometimes, where this YouTube supports me, where I can take, time off, I can get to these checkpoints a lot earlier, and I can do it Fridays and Saturdays and holidays and everything, and do them every weekend. Even if it's a longer drive to LA or something, if it's worth my time, I'll do it. When California gets open carry, I will have some fun recording cops and check. I heard we're getting there. Some big lawsuit just, what happened? The Supreme Court made a ruling about, I think it had to do with concealed weapon permits or something. I can't remember, but it was like a huge ruling that was going to affect how open carry works in California, much like how Florida just passed where they can open carry now. But there's still, I think, some laws in place where you still can't open carry for whatever reason. But it's making a lot of progress. But that was a huge ruling that just came from the Supreme Court. Ninth Circuit stopped your open carry again. They're going to appeal. Okay. How many decades has this been in courts, you know? It seems some super liberal judge always puts a hold on the fun things. I mean, there's an argument to be made that making open carry legal would make society safer, you know? If you mouth off to somebody or whatever, that you could get shot, or if you know, that would really, I think, lower the violent crime out there. If you're thinking of, you know, remember that challenge, what do they call it? The knockout challenge, the knockout game, where you punch some unsuspecting person. You'd probably think twice about that if they were carrying a gun on their hip, you know. Lost your guns in a boating accident. Oh, that sucks. So it's at the bottom of the ocean somewhere, or a lake or something. Big lawsuit you're thinking of was for carry licenses. Still at the Ninth Circuit, yeah. But they're making a lot of progress. They're good. Only criminals carry guns now. Yeah, it's kind of a stupid thing to pass gun laws, because it's not the law-abiding citizens that are out there shooting people. It's the people that don't obey the laws. And if they're not obeying laws, if you tell them they can't have guns, they're going to have guns anyway. What are you doing with these stupid laws? Make the law-abiding people able to carry guns and defend themselves. Right? Doesn't that make sense? Supreme Court just heard the Hawaii vampire rule ban on carry in public businesses. Anyway, let me record an outro for the record. I'll probably put a video out for this one. Or let me record an outro real quick. We'll keep the live stream going, but I want to record an outro for the edited video. All right, hold on. Okay, oh, no, hold on. Okay, no, hold on. All right, as you saw, that checkpoint went extremely smoothly. I did not, no. I got to put my words together. Hold on. All right. All right, as you saw, that checkpoint went extremely smoothly. I didn't say a single word to the officer, but he also didn't ask me questions and waved me right through, so I didn't even have to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. But that is how you handle checkpoints. You hand over your license, registration, insurance. You have your trifold ready to go. You don't speak to the officers. If they start asking questions, that is when you invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. This has been a Fifth Amendment audit, and stay tuned because we're going to be doing a lot more of them. And this is Travel Jack. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Know your rights, everyone. All right, let me do it one more time. Okay, as you saw, that checkpoint went extremely smoothly. I didn't say a single word to the officer, but he didn't ask me any questions. He handed my license back and waved me right through the way he's supposed to do it. Props to the police. I still think checkpoints should not be legal. But if you're going to do a checkpoint, that's how you do it. So props to that police department, the Colton Police Department. They did it right this time. But we'll keep an eye. We're watching you. We're watching these checkpoints. But this has been a Fifth Amendment audit. Know your rights. Your right to remain silent. And let me do it again. Hold on. I don't want to give too many props to the cops, because I don't believe that they should be doing these checkpoints to begin with. So I don't want to put that in my outro. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, hold on. Okay, as you saw, that checkpoint went extremely smoothly. You looked at my license, handed me back, and waved me right through. And that's how you do it. That is how you remain silent. I didn't say a single word to the officer, but he also didn't ask me any questions. If he started asking me questions, that would be my cue to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and I would not answer any of his questions. But it went really smoothly this time. But we're watching these checkpoints, and we're watching for bad cops, and we're watching them to violate our rights. And I'm out there. Hopefully you're out there, and we're keeping an eye on what's going on at these DUI checkpoints and invoking your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. So as always, hit like, hit subscribe, get out there, explore your world, and stay tuned for more DUI checkpoints coming up in the very near future. And we'll see you in the next video. So long, everybody. All right, good outro. Everybody like the outro? Anything I need to change on that? You're getting a behind the scenes look of what I go through when I vlog sometimes too. Sometimes I do 3 or 4 or 5 takes, and I can't get my words exactly the way I want it, or I stumble my words, or I got a thumbs up, seems good. I didn't want to give too many props to the cops. That's the way how you do a checkpoint. No, we shouldn't be doing checkpoints, so I didn't want to say that. We shouldn't even be doing checkpoints. So I wanted to take that out. What if after he hands the card back and lets you go, you ask if he thinks it's constitutional? When he says no, just doing a job, just like the Germans in the 40s. Yeah. Well, that's the excuse a lot of them say. Oh, we're just doing our job, sir. That's what Nazi soldiers said, too, when they were shoving people into the showers that were really gas chambers. We're just doing our job. We're just following orders. Just doing our job. Sometimes you don't accept that as an excuse, as an explanation. That's not a valid explanation. Just doing our jobs. No, sometimes you need to stand up and say what we're doing is not right, Captain or Chief or whoever. Just like when all my rights are being violated in San Bernardino, not one cop came over and said, "Sir, this is unconstitutional. We have to release this guy." You know, not one cop stood up for what was right. All right, we're not going to end the live stream. We still got some viewers. What do you guys want to do? You want to come with me to the grocery store? Usually I get drive-through, but I actually have food I want to cook at home. My refrigerator's overflowing, but maybe I'll get drive-through if somebody wants to buy me dinner. We can do that. We can go to the grocery store if you want to come with me to the grocery store. It's in Fontana. I wanted to buy a bottle of tequila, but that's not going to happen tonight. All right, let me jump into my we need more tequila. I can't, it's going to be after 2 by the time I get to the store. You'll make your rounds. I didn't see chili on this one. I wanted him to ask me, have you had anything to drink tonight, sir? That's when I would say I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And then I had my trifold ready to go, but we didn't even get that far. He just waved me through. He just handed my license back, waved me through. Cope Dog is working. But we had it all ready to go. But he didn't ask any questions. He just waved me through, so we didn't even get that far. Well, I'll edit that whole thing, and I'll put the dash cam footage in there. I think I'll do that tonight, actually. I think that's tonight's video project. That'll hopefully go up tomorrow. Grocery run. All right, you got it. Let me jump into my Katie. My mom's name was, she's passed away, but Kathy, but with a K. Kathie. Kathy. Kathie. It's an interesting way to spell it. Hi, Katie. All right, let me jump into my, just for a second. I got to jump into my GPS to get directions because I don't know where I'm at right now. To the grocery store. And your mom's name is Kathy, but with a Y. My mom was IE. Yeah. Del Taco. If you guys want to buy me Del Taco, super chat it for me. Buy me dinner. Let me jump into the GPS. I'll be right back, like 5 seconds. Stop is 29 minutes ago. All right. I know I'm in Colton, but I don't know where. I'm on some residential street. So anyway, okay. We got it plugged in. We're ready to go. I hope you enjoyed that DUI checkpoint, everybody. It went smoothly. I don't want it to happen because the police are doing the wrong thing, but I want to show the world that the police are doing the wrong thing. I want to expose it. And that went too smoothly. But good for the cops, I guess. You know. But I hope you you can rewind it. You can rewind it. It was about 30 minutes ago now. If you want to go watch, and then you can catch back up to the live. I'm going to turn left here. But it was very, very smooth. You just waved me through the way they're supposed to. I mean, if you're going to do a checkpoint, which I don't think there should be checkpoints, but if they're going to do it...
Make a U-turn on West L Street.
You leave the sober drivers alone. You just
In
wave them
400
through.
feet, turn right on South 3rd Street. Then turn right on West M Street.
I'm stuck in a cul-de-sac. All right. All right, we can roll this window up now. Now I have to remember, I forgot my grocery list, and I have to remember everything I need now.
Turn right on South 3rd Street. Then turn right on West M Street.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind driving farther distances to checkpoints.
Turn right on West M Street. Then turn right on South Rancho Avenue.
But
Turn right on South Rancho Avenue.
I'll keep my eyes open tomorrow because I really don't want to work till last week's work shift was so horrible. I don't want to work again tomorrow. Saturday night, it was horrible. And I don't want a repeat of that. So we'll see. If I can get off of work tomorrow, we'll do another
In a quarter of a mile,
checkpoint tomorrow.
turn left to I-10 West.
I just have to figure out where they are. And we can do it earlier too. But it's hard to get rid of my Saturday shifts. The replay gang. 32 minutes. Yeah, it went very smooth. It went very, very smooth. And they're tearing it down now. Didn't it say it's supposed to go till 3 in the morning? They're tearing it down. They're tearing it down early. They've already packed up all
Turn
the
left
cones.
to I-10 West.
They've already tore it down. Thought it's supposed to go till 3. At least we made it through though. Who's my Super Bowl pick? Seahawks. I don't really watch. If you guys like football, I have, a lot of you don't know this, I have a second channel. I don't like the NFL, but I have a YouTube channel called the XFL Project, Spring Football. So I have every game from the XFL and the UFL, the United Football League. Every game is up on that channel.
Continue straight for 8.1 miles to exit 61, Cherry Avenue.
So there's 2001, the original XFL. Then it came back in 2020, but it was only half a season because of COVID, but I've got all those games. I've got the XFL came back for the third time in 2023, full season. Then they merged together with the USFL to become the United Football League. I don't have any of the USFL games. I've got all the UFL games from 2024 and 2025. And the new season's kicking off in March, next month. But if you like football, in particular spring football, you'll love my channel. It's called XFL Project. Head on over there, check it out. I put so much work into that channel. It's hours and hours and hours of games and footage and documentaries and everything. But I put a lot of work into that channel. But shout out to Fontana, that's where I'm headed. Winco Foods. It's open 24 hours. I got to pull the footage off of this dash cam now tonight and scrub through that and find the footage. I'm wondering how well I'm known among the police since my viral video. Maybe they're recognizing me because that went way too smoothly. He had one of those stashes too. What is it with cops and those ridiculous looking mustaches? They look ridiculous. This guy had one of those mustaches. I was going to ask him his name, but he didn't even ask me any questions. He waved me through too fast. Love Winco. If you love my content, thank you. I learned about Winco just before I moved down here. I enter sweepstakes frequently and once in a while. But I won a sweepstakes where I won a gift card to Winco, and I'd never heard of Winco before. And I went there and I loved it. It's this giant warehouse. It's so massive. It's this giant grocery store, and it's open 24 hours a day. So that's been my go-to ever since. I always go to Winco. It's a little bit of a drive from where I live, but it's good because I live in a not great area. So I'd rather leave town and go shop somewhere a little bit nicer. And it's open 24 hours. Yeah, it's possible they're on to me. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see chili on this one. No technical difficulties. I think we fixed it. I wanted to post an edited version of last week's, but it froze up. The live stream was ruined because my video kept freezing up, and I had to keep resetting my phone, and it just didn't go well at all last week. But a lot better this time. But the cop didn't ask any questions, just waved me through. Chili's out salsa dancing. Well, he didn't miss much. I kind of feel bad because he restreams my live, and when it doesn't, when it goes too smoothly or whatever, people kind of expecting something to happen. I kind of feel disappointed. Like it's one thing on my channel. I don't want to disappoint his massive, his followers and stuff. It's sometimes it's out of my control. When they end these checkpoints early, or they wave me through too easily, it's out of my control. Nice, you just subscribed to XFL Project. If you like football, there's a ton of games on there to watch, and you'll love it. And a lot of the players are in the NFL now. For example, what's his name that did the record field goal? He was on the Michigan Panthers, and they signed him. Signed him to the Detroit Lions. He did a 64-yard field goal. Jake Bates is his name. Jake Bates. So you'll see a lot of guys that are on teams now. But you'll recognize, if you're into college football, you recognize a lot of the coaches and stuff too. A lot of the players and coaches. But I've always loved the XFL, and so I have the original season is the only one missing games, but only because they weren't broadcast. They only broadcast 3 games a week, and then the fourth, I have some of the fourth games, but only because they were broadcast
in 1 mile. Exit right 2, exit 61, Cherry Avenue. On a satellite feed, and somebody out there recorded it onto a VHS and uploaded it onto YouTube. That's the only reason I have some of those games. But every broadcast game is on there. Not in the best shape or condition, but it's the best footage you'll find anywhere of those games. 2001. But after 2001, I have every play from every game uploaded. I was just watching last year's 2025 is week 5. The Memphis Showboats, which were doing horrible, played the exit right 2, exit 61, Cherry Avenue.
Played the undefeated 3-time defending champion Birmingham Stallions and beat them in overtime. And that game gets a lot of views.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right on Cherry Avenue.
That was the Memphis Showboats against the Birmingham Stallions. And everyone thought the Stallions were just going to destroy the Showboats, and the Showboats actually won in overtime. And I think in week 10 there was a rain delay. That was a fun game to watch. Flooded, the field
turn right on Cherry Avenue.
The field was flooded, and when they finally started playing again, there was like slip and slide out there. It was a great game. That was fun to watch. That's all up there, XFL Project. But the original goal of that was to preserve and restore the original.
In 2.6 miles, turn left on Foothill Boulevard.
The original games of the XFL from 2001, to preserve and restore those as best as possible. And there's only so much you can do with VHS quality. I can't get my hands on the original source material, which would be a much better quality. But it's the best you'll find. I cleaned up the audio pretty significantly on most of those games, and cut and paste when there was, I'd find an upload of part of a game here, and then somebody else would upload a different part of the game there, and I glued them all together to make a full game experience. So it's the best version of the games you'll find anywhere, of the original XFL from 2001. And some of the footage is deteriorated pretty badly because it's old VHS tapes, but it's the best you'll find out there. So it is what it is. Is the XFL still indoor arenas? Never was. Well, some of the stadiums were indoors, but big stadiums. But you're thinking of arena football, and that's not what the XFL was. That's a different league altogether, arena football. But for example, the Michigan Panthers, they played in Ford Field, which is the same stadium that the Detroit Lions play in, and that's a big dome. But they're this year they're downsizing the stadiums because, maybe on a good day, 10,000 people might be in attendance, and they're sitting in a 50,000 seat arena, and it just looks like an empty arena. So they're getting smaller stadiums this year. They're doing a lot better job marketing to sell more tickets, but they're like 10,000. They're like soccer stadiums, 10,000 seat stadiums. I think it's a perfect size for what they're doing for spring football. And it'll be and tickets seem to be selling pretty well. They just went on sale this week, and to kick off, I wanted to say it's March 27th, I think. So they should look like nice crowds this year. But we'll see how it goes. They moved a lot of the three new teams. Yeah, 3 new teams this year. New markets and new stadiums, new coaches. So it's going to be a different experience than the last 2 years. So it should be pretty exciting. And they've already confirmed they're expanding in 2028, 2 years. They're going to add 2 more teams. So there's 8 teams right now. They're going to have 10 teams in 2028. But they took all the teams out from LA. The original XFL had the LA Extreme. Still my favorite team. 2020 they had the LA Wildcats, but ever since then there's no LA team since 2020. So I left a comment to Mike Rapoli. He's the guy in charge, and he put a post out there. Where should we go next when we bring new teams? I said Los Angeles. Bring them back. LA needs a team. So this year the new markets are Louisville, Kentucky, Orlando, and what's the third one? Oh gosh, I'm blanking out. What's the third new market? Oh, Columbus, Ohio. And there was talks about...
Vehicle stopped on road ahead.
There's talks about
in
Boise.
0.2 miles. Use the left lane to turn left. Then turn right.
There's talks about Boise, Idaho, but that didn't go through. At least not this year. Okay, I know where I'm at now. Let me see how my phone is charged. 100%. One thing about this dash cam is that it plugs into the cigarette lighter, and on the end of the little plug it's got a USB port, and it charges my phone faster than the USB port built into the car. It has a slow charge, but this charges, so it keeps my phone full. I can charge it much easier with the little plug that comes with my dash cam, which is much appreciated. And I gotta go onto shoot, I might be able to buy my tequila if I get it now and get to the checkpoint. Yeah, let me do that. Let me run in. I can get my bottle of tequila if I get straight to the checkout. I have 12 minutes to get my tequila, and then I can do the rest of my shopping. Okay, you guys can come with me, I guess. Just because I make a cocktail every night, and I'm in the tequila. My recipe book has tequila, and it's I'm almost out of tequila. And most of I gotta jump into the website and review what else I need. I think I need apple cider, limes, or at least one lime. Oh, I've been sitting down too long. That was a lot of driving. So I sell this.
In 400 feet,
Quiet.
turn right.
Okay. I sell this jacket on my shop, and it's got the droopy eyes logo, the same picture that's in the thumbnail of this video with the finger in my face. That's on the back of this jacket. And once in a while it goes on sale at my shop. So yeah, I have apple juice, but I remember one of the recipes calls for apple cider specifically. It might even be hard apple cider. Shoot, I better check that. I'll be right back. Let me check that real quick, because I have to buy that right now if I need hard apple cider. Let me check real quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I need tequila, hard cider, and champagne. And then we can do the rest of our shopping after I get that. Let me just, do I need a shopping cart for this? Oh, slim pickings on the shopping carts. Oh, this one's locked. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, we'll just have to carry it by hand. We got like 10 minutes left. I didn't think I'd make it in time to get this stuff today. Just barely gonna make it. This time of night they're low on. Yeah, I might have to go. What we'll do, we'll take the booze out to the car, put it in the trunk, and then grab a shopping cart from the parking lot and come back in. That's the plan. And we're gonna get silver tequila specifically. Okay, here's the booze aisle. Where's the cheap champagne? I usually get the Cooks or whatever it is. Here's Andre, $6.48. There's Cooks. Cooks is more than Andre. Okay, we'll get Andre. Brut. No. Extra dry. Extra dry is actually sweeter than Brut, if you didn't know. Okay, silver tequila. Okay, 1800 Blanco. That's 1928. think that's what I'll get because that's what I got last time. And it's a decent tequila. Okay, here's my, I guess I should be showing you guys this stuff. Make it interesting. All right, 1800. I need a shopping cart, damn it. And hard cider. And then we'll go to the checkout. What's the time, guys? How many minutes left? Seven minutes left. All right, we're gonna do it. Hopefully this checkout line isn't slow. Hard cider. Quickly, show yourself, quickly. Lagers, APAs. These are all the beers. Shoot, I don't see it. Here we go, I think it's over here. Canned margaritas. Hard seltzers. Golden State cider. It's dry. I think it calls for dry cider. Okay. It's called Golden State cider. All right. And it says dry. From Sonoma. All right. I guess that's apple cider, yeah. Hard cider. We don't run into a big line, yeah. Maybe. Oh, good, short line, yes. Yes. Oh, that check stand's closed. Let's go to the next one. I don't know if she's open or not. I'm gonna risk it. Just barely gonna make it.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll come back and do the rest of my shopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
When is your birthday?
12/22/73.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Did you need a bag?
One bag. I didn't think I was going to make it on time today.
Right. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
You too. We did it, guys. Paper bags. No more plastic. Okay, we did it. I didn't think we were going to be able to do that today. And now I have to get my regular groceries. Where did I park? Oh, I think I'm over there. All right. So one thing I always do, everywhere I go, just to preserve my car. It's a 2017. But from the day I bought it, I still do it now. Anywhere I park on the far side of the parking lot and walk all the way across the parking lot. Because, let's see if anybody can guess why I do that. Good timing, just like at the checkpoint. Oh, just like at the casino. Man, I tell you, I'm struggling with Frankenstein returns. Yep, no door dings. You nailed it. You don't want people parking next to you and then they don't pay attention. They swing their door all the way open and go bam right in the side of your car. And next thing you know, you got dents and scratches. And so I walk all the way across to the far, no matter how empty the parking lot is, doesn't matter. I'll park in the very farthest spot. Shopping cart dings is another one, yeah. Also, yeah, I park in an area, there's no shopping carts anywhere around. Yep. But we need a shopping cart. We go back in the store. Okay, we got our champagne, we got our some good drinky poos for this week. All right. I'll probably buy beer. I haven't watched the Royal Rumble yet. I'm a big wrestling fan. And the big four pay-per-views, I buy my favorite beer. It's 4 times a year, which is Hoegaarden. When I watch Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, or Survivor Series, I treat myself to some Hoegaarden beer and pizza. Yeah, it's good. It's my favorite beer. Yeah, good exercise. Yeah, I get plenty of exercise anyway, but yeah, it doesn't help to, doesn't hurt to. There's my weekly alarm that there's a horse racing tournament tomorrow. Got to get my picks in for that. All right, we're gonna grab this shopping cart here. So Friday nights are just, I got work, DUI Checkpoint, live stream, horse racing tournament, gotta get my picks in, and I gotta get a video edited and uploaded. It's a long day. I discovered Hoegaarden. I was at the Efteling. I was at the Efteling theme park in the Netherlands, and I went to this place called Pinocchio's Pizza. I had this really great pizza, but I'd never heard of this beer, Hoegaarden, and it was they called it a white beer, and it was like delicious. It was really good. I got to see if they have this in America, and they do. You can find it. It's hard to find it. Like, you won't find it in the grocery store here, but if you go to Bevmo or Total Wine and More, they'll have it there. So I'll do a special trip just to pick up some Hoegaarden. Horse race pick. Violent offender in the 5th at Santa Anita tomorrow. So I have this tournament I play. It's called Beat the Host. So they'll pick a host and they'll do 5 races at Santa Anita and 5 races at Gulfstream Park in Florida. And your goal is to, well, you pick a horse to win. It's a $5 bet to win on each of those races. So 10 races altogether. Your goal is to do better than the host does. And then, but you're also competing against all the other players, and the top players win cash prizes and stuff. One year I won $1,000. I beat everybody and got first place and won $1,000. And then if you beat so it goes on for 8 weeks through January and February. And then at the end, there's a championship. And if you beat the host at least once, you're in the championship. And I've done it already. So that's, I think the first week in March, I think is the championship. But it's fun. So that's every Saturday. So it's $50 bets every Saturday. $5 bets, 10 races. Okay, I have to, well, let me just walk around and get the stuff I need. I know I need bug spray. Bugs have been cut back. Okay, I don't drink soda. I don't need that. I think we're good on paper towels, napkins. Toilet paper, yeah. Can't buy booze anymore. I don't need kitchenware or anything. Hardware, cards. Do I need pens? Not yet. Okay. Office supplies, toys, diapers. Definitely don't need diapers. Household cleaners. We need some of this. Okay. Right, welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching our late night live stream. We went to DUI Checkpoint earlier. Went very, very smooth. You know what I need? I need new oven mitts. I have these at home. So this towel set, these are what I have. But I got these oven mitts, but there's holes. So we're gonna grab a couple of these. I don't need the whole set. I was thinking about going camping this week too, and we've got, yeah, I was pulling this out of my storage, and it's like all full of holes, and it's like worn out, probably from all the spiders or whatever that gets in there. But I'm not sure if we're gonna go camping this week. It's gonna get cold again. I almost went last week, but it wasn't a good time. Okay, we got those. Laundry, I think we're good on laundry. I need kitchen cleaner. Oh, where is it? That's it. There's grease and grime. Where's my kitchen cleaner I usually get? I don't see it. It's a Lysol, comes in an orange bottle. It's kitchen cleaner. don't see it today. Shoot. They have this all-purpose cleaner stuff. I mean, we're not out of it, but apparently the store is out of it. Grease and grime. You know what? Let me get this instead, because I could use some grease and grime cleaner. All right, we'll use it. Maybe next week. They also got rid of my Lemon Shine. There's this stuff, Lemon Shine, you add it to your dishwasher and it prevents film buildup. And I don't know if they discontinued it, but this is the third week in a row where they don't have it. The film will build up on your glassware and stuff without that. Oh, okay. I think that's all I need here for that. Oh. I have carpet cleaner for my dog, but I like the one that foams up, and I don't see that either here. The spray carpet cleaner that foams up, I don't see it. I think I do have to go back an aisle, because that's where the bugs are starting to come out, because it's been so warm in California. It's finally starting to cool off the way it's supposed to. It's been 85, 90 degrees last week. But we need a can of bug spray. And usually this is, here it is. See, they're teasing me with the camping. Maybe I should go camping. Look, here's the propane. I haven't been camping in a long time, and good little Evan Courageous would love to go camping. It would be his first camping trip. I haven't taken him yet. All right, let's get Hot Shot. Ant, roach, and spider killer. Fresh floral or fragrance free? Let's get fresh floral, I guess. I always keep a, especially when the spiders come, I always keep a can of this around. I've got a few viewers, but no one's really chatting. You're just watching me go grocery shopping. Okay, I think we're good on dog food and treats. I got him this big tin of treats for Christmas. Okay, frozen food. I think my olive oil is good. I have a list at home and I forgot it. Okay, cereals, granola bars are good. Good with olive oil, spaghetti sauce. I get HelloFresh delivery, so that's where I get my groceries, but you need to buy things like, you know, olive oil, salt, pepper, things like that. Oh, shampoo, hair care. Do I need help? I feel like I need something here. I've got Excedrin, I've got hair gel, I've got toothpaste, I've got shampoo, soap. I think we need soap. forget my freaking list at home. It's on my fridge. I like Irish Spring. That's what I typically use. Right now they have regular or icy blast. Well, they have an aloe mist, but it's an 8-pack. I could get an 8-pack. Why not? Two aloe mists. Soothing, refreshing scent or deep moisturization. Should we get the scent or the moisture? Alright. Try the moisture. Washes away bacteria. Sounds good to me. I've got deodorant. I think that's all I need here. Almost due for some crackers, but I think I can wait another week. Okay. Now I need to jump back into my there's a book I have. It's called The Home Bartender, and that's all the ingredients I need. So we already got the alcohol. I need to get things like, you know, limes, garnishes. I think I need grapefruit soda for a drink. So I got to jump back in there real quick and make a mental list of everything I need. By the way, everybody got your Valentine's ready? Everybody ready for Valentine's? But let me jump in there and review what I need to get. So I'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Okay, we're back. I need a lime. Remind me, put this in the chat, remind me. A lime, grapefruit soda, club soda. I'm already forgetting. Lime, grapefruit soda, club soda, and apple cider. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all we need. I know there's more stuff I'm forgetting, but it's on the fridge at home. I can't remember. Just like Ronald Reagan. Well, I forget. Well, Nancy who? Well. This is just for drink garnishes. Just need one lime. Alright, let's get that one looks good. Viewers are dropping off. Exciting grocery trip. We're almost done. If anybody wants to buy me dinner and super chat it, I'll do a drive-through somewhere. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. All right, we're gonna go get our juices. I had apple cider in the fridge. I think I threw it out. I just ran out of space in my refrigerator and I had to get rid of some stuff. I still have apple juice in there. I was like, well, I probably won't need too much of that apple cider, and now I need it. So I threw it out of there. it's apple juice, and it'd be close enough. Apple cider. Where are you? Apple juice. Oh, surely they have it. All I see is apple juice. Oh, there's apple cider, but it's a big bottle of. Oh, here. Yay! Apple cider. Probably not that much difference. I think I'm playing the fifth. The fifth race tomorrow. Violent offender, huh? I think that's one of the tournament races. Santa Anita fifth. Pretty certain it's one of the tournament races. The grapefruit soda. That is called. Another one I just threw out too. To make space. Okay. Fresca. It's grapefruit soda. And just club soda and we're done. Water. Do I need water? Pretty sure I do. I'm going to grab a case of water. This is what it looks like when you're a case of water getting purchased. This is what it looks like. There it is. What was it like being a case of water for a few seconds? Okay, and our club soda. Oh, they have a small one, $1.28. Just need a small one. The bigger one's only $1.40, only 12 cents more, but I'm thinking about space in the refrigerator. Okay, I think it's everything I need for now. I'm sure I forgot stuff that's on the fridge. Find out. Oh, that's what I needed. Tuning in, I see some viewers coming in and out. We did a DUI checkpoint earlier tonight. It went very smoothly. They waved me right through. It wasn't any kind of. I didn't speak to the officer. Exercised my Fifth Amendment right. Didn't even have to invoke it. He just looked at my license, handed it back, and waved me through. Didn't ask me any questions. A little bit too easy, if you ask me. So might try and get out of work tomorrow, and if I can, we'll do another. We'll see if we can find another DUI checkpoint to go through, and it'll give me a whole bunch of time too to do some editing and stuff, some YouTube work that I need to do. After the checkpoint, we came to the grocery store. We're at Winco, it's 24 hours. And we're gonna check out here in a minute. And then we'll head back home. Now, I can either go home and cook dinner, which is the plan, or if somebody wants to buy me dinner, you can leave a super chat and I'll go to whatever drive-through you want of your choice that's open. So there's Del Taco, there's Carl's Jr., there's Jack in the Box. I think that's it around here. That's open 24 hours. If you don't want to buy me dinner, that's fine. I'm going to go home and cook because my refrigerator is literally overflowing with food. Take it. It's a lot more time consuming and it's late already, but that's the plan anyway. And say hi in the chat. Torture cuffs. Violent offender in the fifth. I'm going to pay attention and remember that one. The fifth. Violent. Sounds like something a cop would call me. Yeah. Start unloading this stuff. I know I'm forgetting something. That's what happens when you forget your grocery list. How are you? Good, thanks. Case of water. Yep. Go back. Message retracted. What'd you say? Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, Carolina, Fort Worth. See you. Thanks for covering my video, by the way. That was awesome. Anyway, I went through a DUI checkpoint earlier today. Went way too smoothly, but that's what we did. And to the grocery store after. We're just finishing that up. We exercised our Fifth Amendment right to remain silent at a DUI checkpoint. Back out with the car. This is like the best shopping cart. Kind of wants to turn. But yeah, the cop looked at my license, handed it back, waved me through. Didn't even ask me any questions. Are you moving away from travel and joining us in the 1A community? Well, I call myself the Fifth Amendment auditor, the 5A auditor. It's definitely a regular thing we're going to be doing, but I'm still going to be doing my normal travel content as well. Trying to incorporate all of that into it. But if you've noticed in the last month, I've been trying to post every day. Casino or Santa Rita horsetrack or theme park, slot machines. Still got plenty of travel content from Europe coming out. So a wide variety of stuff, but auditing is definitely going to be part of it going forward. I call myself the Fifth Amendment auditor. I like to remain silent. DUI checkpoint. You start asking the questions. How much did you have to drink tonight, sir? Simply say, I spoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Don't say nothing else after that. You watch how they react. Most of the time, it's not too good. So tonight, it went really smoothly. I think the checkpoint should be illegal. They're not keeping an eye on these checkpoints. Most of the time, they retaliate when you do that. It's just like it's Gotta put the stuff in grocery bags, throw it in the trunk. All right, grocery store's done. And anybody ever watch Cart Narcs? I'm gonna be a lazy bone. Well, yeah, I'm gonna be a lazy bones. Let's park it over here. So there's this YouTuber, calls himself Cart Narcs, and he goes to grocery store parking lots and he gives people a bad time when they don't return their shopping cart to the little thing, you know, the little corrals. And then he's got these magnets, and he'll run up to your car right before you drive off, and he'll throw a magnet on your car and it says lazy bones. Cart Narcs. Mothers Against Drunk Driving started 40 years ago. Insisted that the outrageous fines and license suspensions would deter drunk driving. It did not. I was just saying earlier that in 12 states, these checkpoints are not legal. And a lot of people argue that, oh, well, these checkpoints help stop drunk drivers. I haven't done it yet, but I want to look up the statistics. There's 12 states where checkpoints are illegal. What are the drunk driving incidents? What's the percentage of drunk driving incidents, crashes, whatever, versus states that have checkpoints? And see if there's any difference whatsoever. I bet you if there is a difference, it's minimal, if any. I'm willing to bet. So, all right, we're gonna mount that right here. Drunk driving laws have done nothing but create revenue for cities, and no, they have done more than create revenues for cities. They've destroyed the lives of innocent drivers. That's what they've done. People, no difference? Yeah, probably not. But people have lost college students have lost their scholarships. People have lost their jobs and careers, and people have lost their reputations. That's what the checkpoints do. All without breaking any laws. Innocent people. Yeah, it's created jobs, more cops. More cops to arrest you when you're not doing anything wrong. Okay. All right, I guess we'll drive home. If anyone wants to see me go through drive-through, we'll have drive-through together, but you have to buy me dinner. You have to super chat it. If not, I'm going to drive home, and we're going to end the live stream when we get close. Because the plan is to cook dinner tonight, not to do drive-through, because it's not good for you. Driving is bad, yes, but these laws have, and money spent to stop it has not. Yeah, it hasn't worked. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I saw one comment in one of my videos, and they said, "Oh, you're just teaching drunk drivers how to get through checkpoints. They're going to go kill somebody." No, I'm not. First of all, if you're going through, I'm going through the checkpoint sober. That's number one. I'm not going through drunk. So number one, I'm going through sober. If you're going through a checkpoint drunk, don't expect a good outcome. It's not going to go well for you. Number one. Number two, these checkpoints aren't really about stopping drunk drivers. They're about do what we say or go to jail. And it doesn't matter if you've been, breaking any laws or not. It doesn't matter. So I've been through, by the way, this was my 5th checkpoint. Not one of them. If this is about drunk driving, you think they would do breathalyzer tests, right? Not one of them has asked me to do a breathalyzer. Not one. Not one. This was the 5th one tonight. Now, do they catch drunk drivers? Sure, once in a while. A broken clock is right twice a day. Sure, once in a while they happen to catch one by happenstance. But is it effective against overall driving? No. There's still people out there with 9 DUIs. And then what happens? They bail out and they go do it again and again and again. You know? And then eventually they go out and kill somebody. Are these checkpoints stopping that? No, they're not. They're not stopping it. DUI checkpoints get other bad guys. Tags, warrants, insurance. Yeah. It's whatever they can nail you on. They just want to arrest you for something or write a ticket or something. That's what it's about. How many arrests can they get? How many citations can they write? That's what it's really about. It has nothing to do with impairment. How many rights can they violate while they're doing it? You know, they're going to search your car and everything else. So anyway, tonight it went well. But that's the exception, not the rule. Usually they'll start asking questions. You know, they'll say, "Have you had anything? How much have you had to drink tonight, sir?" And then when you say, "I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent," then they escalate. You know, put your car in park. You know, they start shining the flashlight. They get out of the car. They pat you down. They unlawfully search your vehicle. That's when they violate all your rights. But drunk driving laws do not deter drunk driving. You're right. We need to channel the money spent on the MAD stuff into something that works. 40 years of MAD has not deterred. You know what would work? Which they don't do anymore. Traffic patrols. I can't tell you, every night I have a 50-mile commute from work to home, and I almost never see a single cop the whole way. And I see so many drunk drivers out there. And I remember one time the guy was so drunk he was going completely off the road. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna hit signs, somehow he was avoiding everything, but he was completely off the road, like in the dirt, like dirt flying up. I thought for sure he was gonna, hit a sign or something. So I called 911. Hey, there's a drunk driver. You got to stop him. He's going to kill somebody like any second. He's going to. Okay, what freeway on? Which direction is he going in? So I told him and everything. All right, we'll dispatch. So I'm following this guy. I went the whole 50 miles between Anaheim and San Bernardino, and no cop ever. And I called back 911 like 3 times. I gave him updates where this guy was. There's no cop in 50 miles. Like, how can there not be a cop in 50 miles of a major freeway? Hey, welcome. And you would think there would be lots of cops out there looking for drunk drivers on weekends, but I think it's laziness. And they want to set up. It's easy to set up these checkpoints, and as we've seen the last few weeks, they tear them down hours earlier than they're supposed to. And look, see, we're stopping drunk drivers. No, you're not. That takes actual work. Standing around at one of these checkpoints, you're doing nothing, twiddling your thumbs, doesn't stop drunk drivers. Is there drunk drivers going to come drive through your checkpoint? No, of course not. of people making money. Yep. Lawyers, judges, cops, attorneys. You know, the machine. Sorry, I'm trying to drive at the same time. It's hard sometimes. The people who show blood wars. So I don't follow that. I'll follow that one. Follow the money. People who print slogans, posters. Friends don't let friends drive drunk. Yeah. Federal grants for the DUI checkpoints. That's what I understand. Every DUI arrest that they get money from MAD, from Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, like federal grant money and stuff. So they're just looking to arrest, if you're drunk or not, they don't care. They just want to arrest you, and then they get more money. The more arrests, the more money. And then they put out these fake publicity, and oh look, we made 8 DUI arrests. But what they don't tell you is that 70% of all DUI arrests, once it gets to court, are either dismissed or reduced. 70% of them. They don't announce, they don't tell you that. Yep, Uber hasn't even stopped drunk driving, you're right. And they don't tell you 50% of everybody that does this field sobriety test fail it, even if you're sober. They don't tell you that. They just tell you, oh look, we got a DUI arrest. Look at us, we're stopping drunk driving. No, you're not. You're arresting sober people. That's why I love that law in Tennessee, where they have to disclose how many sober arrests they make. And in 2024, it was 419 people, sober people, were arrested and charged with DUI, completely sober. Outrageous. They arrest sober drivers because if they do not meet the grant goal, the quota, which they won't admit to it, but there's definitely a quota, they have to pay the grant back. Probably. I don't know how any of that works. I haven't done a dive into that, but that sounds about right. Refuse to take the field sobriety test, you lose your license. That is a lie. It's not correct. No, it's not required to do it. You can get a hardship license to and from work and school. If you do not, there is no, in all 50 states, there's no penalty at all. No legal penalty for refusing a field sobriety test. If you refuse a chemical test after an arrest, then that's when the penalties apply. But doesn't apply before an arrest. Before an arrest is called a preliminary test. That includes field sobriety testing too. But also when they come up to your window and want to do a breathalyzer, that's preliminary. That's not required. Now there's laws can vary depending on the penalties of that. But in most states, they can consider that in addition the totality of the circumstances on whether or not you're impaired, and then they want to effect an arrest. Then that's when implied consent laws happen. That's when you have to do a breathalyzer or a blood test or whatever. And if you refuse that, that's when you get the license suspensions and all that. but not before the arrest. But any attorney will tell you, do not do those field sobriety tests. They're not scientific. They're designed to make you fail, and it's completely subjective. If the officer wants to say you fail it, even if he's lying, he can, and then he'll arrest you. Don't do it. And you will not lose your license if you refuse the field sobriety test. That's a lie. Over age 65 does not have to take the test. Well, I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it. Well, anybody doesn't have to take the test. Nobody has to take it. It's optional. They'll try to make you think you have to. Nobody has to take a field sobriety test in all 50 states. It's optional. But I've seen videos where they've tried to make elderly people do it. And it's like, dude, they're 80 years old. How can they do stuff? You saw them make a kid take a test for 1 hour until it, wow, that's outrageous. That's outrageous. I've seen the things where they want you to say the alphabet backwards between the letters T and G. Like, I couldn't do that right now completely sober. What are you talking about? I mean, I'd have to think about it. You know, wouldn't be easy. All right, we're getting close to the exit. Once I get to the exit, if nobody's going to buy me super chat me a dinner or drive through Del Taco or something, I'm going to wrap this one up, and I'm going to try to get an edited version of that tonight's checkpoint up on the channel for tomorrow, later today, I should say. And then I'm going to cook dinner when I get home. Did get one $10 super chat from Chevy tonight. One of our best supporters. You get arrested a lot. I know. I've seen your channel. I've seen it. Well, I was laughing. Your presentation is pretty funny on your videos. I was laughing at how you did mine. It was pretty funny. I've still yet to get arrested. I haven't been arrested. They threatened me with arrest that time in San Bernardino, but they didn't do it because they knew they had nothing on me. But I'm sure it'll happen. I'm going to keep doing these checkpoints, and it's going to happen. They're going to arrest me one of these times. I know, it is coming, I know. And then I'm going to sue the shit out of them. Hopefully I couldn't get a lawyer because they said there's no damages. But if I'm arrested and taken to jail for a day or two or even a few hours, that's damages. Then a lawyer should take it, hopefully, anyway. But they didn't, because I was released, they said there was no damages. And that's why I can't find a lawyer. I've talked to so many, I'm still getting emails from lawyers that, I just got one today, that are turning my case down. All right, here comes the exit. Last chance to leave a super chat. We're gonna end the video in just a few seconds here, but leave your last comments, questions, concerns, super chats, and we're gonna wrap this one up shortly. I'm almost home. Long night. Get out. PR, yeah. What state am I in? I'm in California. California, Crappy-fornia, whatever you want to call it. Libtard land. I don't go on either side of the fence. They're both wacko. There's wackos on both sides. I'm a lot like Chile, where I'm independent. So I don't align with either side, or there's things wrong with serious problems with both sides. And I think it's foolish to align yourself with one or the other. Neither one of them is right. So that's just my opinion. It's like, what gang do you want to join, you know? All right, we're going to wrap this one up. Thanks for watching, everybody. And our super chat tonight came from Chevy, one of my favorite supporters. And we went through the checkpoint. It went very smoothly. He just looked at my license, handed it back, waved me right through. Which is, if you're going to do a checkpoint, I don't agree with checkpoints at all. They should be illegal. But if you're going to do one, that's how you handle sober drivers who are exercising their rights. You hand them their license back and you wave them through. That's how it should go. So it went well tonight. I don't want to give too many props, but if you're going to operate a checkpoint, that's how you do it. That's how you handle sober drivers. So I'm going to try and get this edited tonight and get a video up for tomorrow. And we're going to wrap this one up. But let me see if there's any other. Am I close to the border? I'm about 100 miles or give or take from the border. You should do border checkpoints too. Possibly. I don't know that they do border checkpoint. I'm in between here and San Diego. I don't know that I've ever seen a checkpoint that's not the actual border. I know that they're doing that in Texas a lot. But we're going to wrap this one up. Know your rights. Get out there, explore your world. We'll see you in the next video, and keep an eye out for more of these checkpoints coming up in the real near future. But thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to wrap this one up. And any police interaction, you should consider invoking your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. All right, so long, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.